I every story I tell, sometimes it just depends on what I feel that day. Some days I feel that I'll tell them, is life's gonna throw you a lot of curveballs, but the biggest thing to do is just to stay positive. My biggest thing is to always believe in yourself, to always believe in your dream, because there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna come in your life and just bring such negative vibes, negative energy, and so my biggest thing to them is just to keep all the negative energy away and just try to stay positive, try to stay on top of the things you can control, and just to have faith, find something that keeps you centered in life. What keeps me centered is my family and my faith in God. So if that's something that you believe in, that's something that you have to practice every day, to build that routine to where you tie that into your everyday routine, to where you always have something to fall back on. So it's just, number one, believing in yourself and selling your dream to yourself first, and then selling your dream to other people. Number two, don't be afraid to take the leap of faith, because we all feel that, coming from a small country where it's so easy to feel that this is all for me, that sometimes you get scared to take the leap of faith for what you really have in your heart. And then number three is just to make yourself proud, make yourself the best at what you do, be the absolute best, and to never be discouraged. I'd say the best piece of advice that I've gotten so far would be from a book that I read. And this might seem like the craziest thing in the world, but make up your bed. That's the best piece of advice that I've ever seen, because making my bed was something that my mom always told me to do, but I just found it to be, why do I need to make my bed up? I'm going to mess it up anyway. But now that I realize, like, the simple things in life go so far. Simply making your bed up, you complete the first task of the day, right, already. So as soon as you wake up, that's the first thing you challenge yourself to in the morning. So if you could complete that task, so simple as that, you could complete any task throughout the day, no matter how difficult it is. And even if you have a good or bad day, you coming home to a bed that's already made, that's like going into the hotel room. It's like, wow, this bed looks so good. So just like having that to come to at the end of the day, I feel that, as crazy as it sounds, that's been the best advice that I've seen so far, just in life in general. I would say I'm a world-class chef. I like to cook. I love to cook. If you ask anyone or any of my friends, I love to cook. It's something that I find pleasure in, because it's something that you get to you get to appease and please people. Like when you see them, wow, this tastes good. So it sort of makes me feel good. It boosts my ego. So it's something that I really enjoy to do. And then also I love to fish. I love to spear fish. I love to go fishing. My family, my mom's side of the family, they were all raised in a small settlement in the Bahamas called Sandy Point, Abaco. So when I was younger, we'd always go over, I spent a good majority of my summers over there, and it was something that I always looked forward to, because fishing was something that my family, that was the center of their life. So it's something that I love to do. I enjoy it, and I'd say cooking and fishing are my two biggest hobbies. I don't know. There's so many things that I love to do. So many things that I was good at. So anything with a challenge, especially, I'd say the one thing I wanted to do when I was younger. At first, I wanted to fly planes, and then I absolutely got terrified of heights. So I said no. Then I wanted to be a doctor, but I was like, nah, that's not for me. Then I realized that baseball is what's going to get me to where I want to be in life. fortunate and blessed to be from the Bahamas, a country that no one in the world owes me anything. That to just play professional baseball at this level and to have such an influence on people around me and just to be able to light up a room whenever I step foot in it, it's something that I enjoy highly. Now, it doesn't even make the success I have on the field matters, but just the fact that I'm there and have that opportunity to affect people on such a global stage is what really matters to me most. So I wouldn't say it's pressure, but I'd say it's something that motivates me to want to keep moving up levels, to keep reaching more and more people and being able to tell my story, being able to, people that have eyes and be like, wow, this kid came from such a small country and look how promising and look how bright his future is. So to me, that's what matters most. So it's just all about building the image that where people can be like, I like this kid. I like him. He's a great guy. He's a great model on and off the field, and he's a great teammate. Because number one to me, that's the biggest thing: being a great teammate and a great person. Because I feel if you master those two things, everything that you want will come full circle you. So it's all about creating good karma. I'd say the toughest challenge was the weather. The cold weather at the beginning of the year I've never been in anything like that in my life. I've always been in the tropical warm weather. The lowest I've gone would probably be like a hooded sweatshirt weather. So opening day when it was like low 30s with the crazy wind, with rain and hail and all that was a real culture shock to me. And then having to battle through that for about 4 or 5 weeks, that was the biggest challenge, the biggest transition. The baseball part, that was to be expected. It was my first year in a full season, so everything that happened this season, I completely expected it to happen. It was a learning process, but the weather to me was the biggest thing. But now I'm used to it. Now I know how to handle it and take the precautions to make sure I stay warm. So now I don't think I'll ever have anything to worry about. My favorite memory would be, I would say when I hit the walk-off home run. That was really cool because that was the first time in my career that I hit 2 home runs in one game, and to win the game on a walk-off home run, the first time I've ever done that in my life. So basically, a little background of my life. Until I got into pro ball, I probably hit a total of 6 home runs in all of my years playing baseball, from T-ball all the way up to before I signed a professional contract. Last year it was just so exciting just to hit home runs, period, and to hit 2 home runs in one game for the first time ever, and to hit my first career walk-off. That's a game I'll never forget, ever. What made that day so special was, number one, I was playing against my childhood best friend, Lucius Fox. It was our first time playing against each other, period. We always played on all the same teams growing up. And the crazy thing about that game was he had the opportunity to win, to drive in the go-ahead run the half inning before, but he got struck out on a call. And it just so happened that I was coming up the next time. And the whole time I was like, if he doesn't drive in this winning run, this go-ahead run right there, no matter what happens, I'm going to win this game. I don't know how, but I'm winning this game tonight. Just because it was my childhood best friend, and the story just worked out perfect. It was going for the win number 1,000, and it was against my childhood best friend, and it just happened that I just got the pitch that I was looking for, and I hit a walk-off home run, and I think that was a surreal feeling. It didn't feel real at all. It felt like a dream. Doing it not just twice, the second time in a walk-off home run, but doing it against my childhood best friend. Yeah, I look up to a lot of those guys. I look up to Francisco Lindor the most because of the way he carries himself. Nothing to do with his play and the style of his game, but just how great of a teammate he is, how great people talk about him, just the smile he always has. Like, the one thing that I took from him this year was I went to Indians game on one of our off days, and while I was watching the game, I realized that after every inning, he would stay out the dugout and greet all his teammates, like give them high fives. He'd always be smiling with them, talking to them right before they go in the hit. And I just feel like that's such an infectious attitude to have. That's something that I really like. I was like, wow, I have to do this, because baseball is such a tough sport, and you never know like what your teammates may be thinking if they struck out or they made an error and stuff like that. So just greeting them and saying, keep going, keep your head up and stuff like that, I think it goes a really long way, and it just shows to his character, the type of person he is, the type of teammate he is. And that's something that I hope one day people could say about me, that I'm a great teammate, and I'm a great part of the team, and they want me in that locker room. So I think that's the biggest. He's the person that I look up to the most.